welcome to an INFJ ramble. It's 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm still wide awake. I went through this phase where I just slept heavily for a year. And I'm talking I could sleep anywhere from 12 to 18 hours straight and I still felt tired. And now I'm going through a phase where I'm just bursting with energy. It's 2 in the morning and here I am making a video. What's going on? Um, Whatever. I'm just gonna take advantage of this time to express myself. But anyhow, I kind of wanted to touch on my fascination with the darkness. I know that's a strange topic, but I don't know if you feel the same way, but I have always kind of had how do I say, I don't know, I've always been attracted to things that are sad and things that are kind of I don't know, sad. I don't know what it is. I think it's because it just reminds me or triggers something in me that invokes what's really real in life. You know, it's something authentic and something true and something real and not a fantasy or a delusion. There's something about sadness and pain and darkness that is truly appealing to me, and not in a way that I would want to inflict this pain or sadness on anyone else, but I think it resonates with me on a deeper level, and I can relate to it, and it just hits certain heartstrings, and it just makes me feel, you know, it opens my heart. It helps me to peer into the deeper regions of my soul, because it's so easy to try to relish in things that are light, and happy and peaceful. But that's just one side of the coin, and a lot of people neglect to honor the other side of the coin, which is darkness, which is the sadness, which is the part of you, the region of you that you actually have to embrace in order to become a more authentic human being. It's not all about just being happy all the time. You do encounter pain, you do encounter sadness, and you do encounter the darkness, if you're really a true seeker, you know what I mean? People who, and it's funny, I think darkness has always been portrayed with some kind of or something to be feared. And that's why a lot of people fear to tread in that space. They fear to explore the darker aspects of themselves, but there's so much treasure to be found there, if you're brave enough to enter it. I've made a video on Dark Night of the Soul, and I feel well, in order to access this part of yourself, you do need to encounter some sort of pain, and pain, I feel is an agent for change. If you didn't feel pain, if you didn't feel that pressure, you would not be motivated to seek a remedy, And for most of my life, I've encountered my fair share of suffering, and I think that is what kind of inspired me to seek a remedy for my suffering. And I feel once I discovered this remedy, I could share it with others, and that would help to alleviate their suffering. But it's almost like you need to encounter pain in order to kind of like push you down into the depths of yourself to explore the nether regions of yourself. And once you, I don't know, do that, you just, it makes you a stronger person. It makes you a more holistic person. It's almost like an initiation that you need to go through in order to grow and to know what this is all about, you know? Um, I know for most of my life, like a lot of the influences around me were always kind of like pushing peace and love and joy onto me. And I tried my hardest to always emanate these things, but then I was always kind of like thrown into the darkness, you know? And it's interesting. I think like so many noble things and tools and wisdom can be found in the darkness, you know, because I feel like ultimately everything is birthed from this darkness, from this void that we are all trying to avoid, you know, but this void is a very essential part, and it has a very, well, it's a very important factor when it comes to like creation in general, you know, and if you don't know it, then you won't understand all of this and what this is all about, you know. So I guess that's why I have this like strange, like, I don't know, relationship, or I think sadness and despair has like this alluring effect on me, you know. And it's funny once you like feel these things, they're so painful. You almost you don't wish that upon other people, but then when they go through it, you can understand it, and you can know it because you've gone through it. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time speaking. It's like 2 in the morning. But yeah, so I guess that's what it was about. And I think like a more advanced soul will go and explore those unknown aspects of themselves, you know. A more advanced soul will do it, you know. I think a younger soul is still kind of like fixated on surface dwelling things, and they are very afraid of facing these parts of themselves. But I mean, like I said, it's almost like an initiation to to kind of like see like if you are worthy of receiving the wisdom and the information and the jewels and the tools, you know, that can be found and only be found in the nether regions of yourself or your soul, dark night of the soul, you know. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm I'm in that time where like everything is kind of like dreamy. Like, and that's the best time to motivate because the energy is so potent, you know, like between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. when everything is still and silent and the energy is very potent. It's the best time to meditate, you know. But anyhow, that's a totally different subject, and I'm gonna stop rambling. If you learned something cool, if you didn't learn anything, that's cool too. Tomato, tomato. Anyways, blessings to one and all, the big and small, the seen and unseen, everything, everyone, everywhere. Amen.